game, so I'm expecting tons of action at least before the first turtle spawns.
So one thing that is for certain is that Ogwen Field, that's the early pressure we were talking about, but at least the jungler not as threatened, right? You don't really have a lane, at least in the mid lane, that's not as active as a mobile hero like, like a Valentina, like a Faramis. So Flick is going to have a slightly easier time in the opening, but what scares me is when Field decides to go for the invade, and he's doing it now.
Yeah, and it's really tough to stop a chip in the early game, especially with his movement speed and the fact that he has survivability because of his passive. So I think SYS, they definitely will have a bit of a better early game as compared to what we saw in game 1 with Hilda out of the picture. But it's kind of concerning because, you look at all 3 lanes, see you soon, they have to put the pressure back on the Falcons AP brand because they'll play this out. It's all about securing that first 2 turtles. And if AP brand does the exact opposite, things might just go badly.
Oh, Boxy. The safety move, thankfully. Saved by Ra with the freeze as well. The cone just in range for FTZ. Able to get out from that. I'm seeing triple purifies from the side of FCAP.
But that's flicker down for 2 minutes, and without hitting the level 4, Ildiv just doesn't really hit as high as would. But well, they just go for the second best option. Was Flick? Was why not, right?
Okay, 2 times SYS escape death, just barely.
Hey, you know what they say about the third time? Third time's the charm. So maybe we could see that happen. But Boxy and Ogwen now just farming the mid lane, trying to get every single one of their members across the board to that level 4 spike.
So Goni talked about 2 turtles being the endgame scenario. That's turtle number 1 for FCAP, and first blood delivered into the hands of CowTZ.
Yeah, I kind of expected so. We saw that early game pressure that Falcons AP brand was able to put on bot. Level 4, Ogwen.
What? The penalties of on Felix landing onto the portal. And that's all she got.
Yeah, it's tough. It's just clutching the straws now. But there's good pressure. Aurora's also committed onto the Phobius. Can they get it just a little bit more? They just maybe get it.
Oh no!
Oh, Phil. Phil is one lucky man, I gotta say.
I think the Brave Spy also kicked in at the very end as well. So.
Yeah. I think this is where, See You Soon can start to get a little bit of momentum. It's definitely a lot more even compared to game 1. They try to go Ogwen once again.
Try to take him out. Flick shows up. Ogwen should go down. That's going to be Ra with the pickup. They go for Mortal CowTZ, knocked up, but this Julian not really too scared. A level ahead of the Nolan.
Yeah, saving grace for See You Soon was that Field wasn't there just yet. So the Nolan had a little bit of free reign to play a little bit more aggressive. But over to the bot lane, I think FTZ up against Felix, this is going to be a little bit of a stalemate on both sides, right? We do see a little bit of pressure put on by the Tamus, but our next lane that I want to put attention to, well, skip that talk, FTZ might just go down here.
And uses the vengeance, but not enough. Flick finds the kill. See You Soon going off to a way better start compared to game 1. But Ogwen, he can bring the entire village if he wants to. Decides to commit to it, and that's a flicker out from Ra. They'll try to chase him down. That's the knockup. Ra gets out.
Yeah, on top of it all, Ra does manage to keep his passive online, so that is a plus for See You Soon. But Falcons AP brand definitely not looking as dominant like you mentioned in game 1. Flick definitely having a way better time.
Way better
in game 2. So this is this is good. This is a good sign of See You Soon being able to manage the early game slightly better. Run coming to ball lane. I don't think he's gonna be able to do it much, but it does provide a little bit more farm. He is struggling slightly against the Claude that we talked about, so it's kind of expected. But top lane, Claude nearly got caught out.
Yeah, it's the express lane swap from See You Soon. The second turtle on the board, FCAP, they are just 1 away from Goni's, certain death prediction. So I would assume See You Soon wants to contest this, but FCAP have the whole team around.
Yeah, on top of it all, Claude going to the bot lane to deal with that Moskov. Very quick reaction coming from FCAP, but hey, fight starting here.
There's a cash onto 2. Flick steals the turtle, and FlapTZ needs to get away. Gets frozen. Penalty zone from Felix to catch him. That's a kill for See You Soon. Demonic Force out from Field as CowTZ picks up on Felix. The 1-for-1 trade. Flick goes in for round 2, but Field zones in the way. Here's the shortcut. Boxy with the Earth Shatter. Ogwen barely survives as CowTZ runs away from Run.
Yeah, this is good. This is good for the Moskov, because what you want for the Moskov is the space in order to farm. And not only that, the earlier switch gave Moskov that little bit of space in order to rotate in the game, and with his ultimate, we just immediately join the team fight. So we're going to see explosive action right across the map. Oh, Ogwen playing with fire.
He's going to get stunned up. That's going to pick up a Flick again as Run now gets a lot more space to work with.
Yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate for Ogwen there. I think he didn't expect the Nolan to be nearby. Just trying to bait that fight, and well, he well, he bit off a little bit more than he could chew.
It's a free. Super Marco barely gets caught. It's going to go back to the top side, right? So, Sorry and Felix will have to catch up. Let's see you soon now. Putting pressure on that mid-tier 1. That's what they need. Feel knocked up. Demonic Force into the air. Mid knockup. Flicker with Sorry and Felix. They bring him back with the onwards. Feel still survives, but Run will pick him up. They lose Boxy in the process. Run, does he still want to be a part of this fight? As a knockback onto Ogwon. See you soon. Disengage.
Yeah, and as much of a good start See You Soon has, they are a little bit of a timer because once Super Marco on that clock comes to scale, once we start to see, that Phobius get those items in, this is where AP Bren will become very potent. Speaking about potency, top lane.
Yeah, brings his team in. It's fine. They're out. It's just Flick.
Well, no pun intended, right? I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure.
Not sure about this one.
Speaking of Felix, I think he's the dead man there. I don't think SYS should go back into the fight. Turtle's coming up, but that pick off just gives AP Brand so much space. Now, you look at the clock, he's farming on the top lane, Tamu's on the bot lane. It gives them the space that they need, and I don't think Ogwin will go down here as well. So this is where AP Brand can find their way back into the game. We talked about the late game a lot. This is where Claude will start to look slightly more dangerous.
This feels a bit bad for See You Soon because Boxy has no ultimate, so he can't participate in this. Ogwin shows up with a portal. Can he take him out? Flick will not have the damage to do that, but Rock commits his ultimate, finds the kill onto Ogwin. It's Kaltizi gets the turtle.
Yeah, Ogwin just doing all the dirty work here. He's just zoning the Aurora away from the fight, just so that Kaltizi can secure the turtle. And this is good, right? It's kind of a pretty even trade in some sort. And while all of that was happening, Super Marco is still not really involved in the action, but he is slowly starting to rake up those items.
In a fight in the jungle, a bit of a scuffle. Boxy will need to run away, which should be fine. It's an Earth Shadow knockout onto Flap TZ. Holding onto the Vengeance, finally pops it as he needs a bit more of that safety net. All things considered, right? FCAP at this point of time, just a measly 1k gold lead compared to like a 8k gold lead from game 1 at this point of time.
Yeah, well, Run. Well, as his name suggests, running for his life right now. Kaltizi trying to go for the fight. Even committed the retribution, but well, that Moskov is one sneaky fella. It's really hard to catch a Moskov, especially when you're coming from the front.
Yeah, very smart play with the Spirit of Destruction to reposition himself as penalty zone, catching Flap TZ. Follow-up from See You Soon will be there in a bit. Of Shadow follow-up. Burst damage is enough. Run with the kill.
Yeah, that's smart. That's absolutely smart. They saw that Ogwin had really committed his ultimate. They knew that they can't really secure the backup. But on the other side of the map, Julian, Kaltizi here picking up a kill on Flick. This is the fight they look for. Boxy going for the flicker knockup, commits the Primo Rough, but I don't think they can get through just yet. And Kaltizi is just around the corner.
A lot of commitment. That's the Demonic Force. Feels so low, but finally goes down. Sorry, and Felix lets him taste the hammer. Flickers from Kaltizi. Meanwhile, Run in a 1v2 is Super Marco and Ogwin to keep him in place, and Ogwin picks him up.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough for See You Soon because Falcons AP Brand, despite having that kind of a rough start as compared to game 1, AP Brand's draft has that late game potential. It's not like AP Brand has to win the early game. And this is where, we're starting to see execution of draft to its highest order. Okay, not so much of a dominant lead in the early game, but fear not, because we have a Claude, we have a Phobius that can kind of just jump onto Nolan. So as long as things are pretty even, we will still scale in the late game. And I think on top of that, they have a chip. So the mobility that AP Brand brings to this table, I think See You Soon have to be very worried about that. And speaking about wary,
yeah, Ogwin doing the dirty work again. Drops the shortcut. Gets the extra shield. He does go down. There's Aurora catching 3 people from Falcons AP. Brand is Boxy to pick up the second kill. And this one going south for Falcons AP. Brand SYS finds 4 kills and Lord is open for business.
Yeah, greediness punished that. Speaking of greediness, Super Macro,
gonna try. That's just the Aurora passive, so can't do too much. That's Lord for SYS. What a turn of events.
Yeah, a little bit of a misplay coming up from AP Brand, and a very costly one as of that. Oh, and Run does manage to pick up the Claude, so this is perfect. It's pretty much a wipeout, right? Because it started with Ogwen going in, slightly greedy. I think his team wasn't really ready for the fight. They were not resetted. I think half the team was taking up the Lord, and then he just started the fight there. He got caught up by the Aurora's ultimate. Just when 3 members entered the portal, he just got stunned out. And that was the fight that Siu Sun needed. We spoke about mistakes being capitalized in game 1, and this is where Siu Sun really shines. When you give them that inch, they'll ask for a meter. You give them a meter, they ask for a kilometer. So I think for AP Bren, they have to reset for a bit and just clear out those super minion waves and lot before they take another fight, because it's really risky now. If AP Bren goes for another fight and they lose it, Siu Sun could potentially push with the lot. So I think AP Bren, they know that, they're just going to clear up the lanes.
It came at a time when I was wondering how is the team fight going to play out from both teams, and I guess Siu Sun, they're looking for conditions, and definitely run dying is not one of them.
Yeah, this is good. This is good for AP Bren, because what happens now is that Siu Sun just lost a bulk of the damage, and this, just allows them to clear up the wave. I think they've lost like a tier 2 top lane, but it's a small loss, all things considered.
Probably the mid one will stay alive as well now that there's no Moskov. In fact, Ogwen from the back looking for a flank. Boxy keeps in delayed, but here comes Demonic Force from Field, and Flick realizes his team is losing this fight. They do take down Field though, but cooldowns are important, and not having the Aurora might not matter as Boxy returns, but the damage of Calteezy and Super Marco is too much. Run's gonna take the Spear of Destruction. Super Marco survives, and Calteezy finds the triple kill. Wipeout for FCAP.
Spear of Destruction, more like Spear of Suicide. I think, it was definitely a good attempt, but too ambitious there. Too ambitious coming from Siu Sun.
Wants to be the hero, but becoming becoming kind of the non-hero, the victim instead.
I can see Husky just being cautious there. He has to... Dude, the Cameroonian audiences are watching, right? You gotta tone it down, you gotta tone it down.
No, it can only go both ways. It can only go one way, right? Either looks very good, or it looks like a too ambitious attempt.
Yeah.
So I suppose it's not the end of the world yet for SYS. They were 2k deficit. They haven't lost any inhibitors. This is a reset for FCAP.
Yeah, we spoke about the reset, and Ogwen. What a big rotation coming in, just cornering that top brush there just to catch the back line. I think Boxy definitely did a good attempt to reveal him, but the amount of burst that Calteezy brings to him was just too much. And you even saw when the moment the Moskov came in, second skill, third skill, first skill, gone. The Moskov was just blown up.
They want the Ogwen, they cannot get him, and Ogwen now goes for a potential counter engage to scare them away. That's the shortcut out. Siu Sun they gotta deal with the waves first. The only wave that is sort of in their favor is the bottom lane wave, but doesn't matter, right? Field takes the portal back, clears that wave up. They can now prep for the second Lord.
Yeah, obviously with the Lord being stolen here, Boxy just trying to clutch at straws. But I think one of the big issues that Siu Sun haven't been managed to really fix is this Tamus. This Tamus is just so tanky with that vengeance, and look at that. He's constantly in the front line, and with the combination of Ogwen trying to dive the back, this gives Siu Sun so many problems to deal with. They have to protect the Moskov, they have to get Flick into the fight. On top of it all, Raz has limited movement. So I think AP Bren, we've seen mistakes kind of happen every now and then, but they're still in control of the fight, and this is why you should always ban Chip on the second pick.
Yeah, the recovery.
It's a PSA, it's just a PSA out there.
Yeah, you have to ban. I mean, when they designed him, they didn't thought he would be this strong, but here it is. They found Flick. Needs to get away. That's a Retribution. Committed Demonic Force. Dodge. That's the first one. Flick doesn't have enough energy. But Few does not have vision. And Penalty Zone just to keep Flick alive. The shortcut bringing the rest of FCAP in. That's Aurora Ultimate. That's a lot of damage. Boxy now turns around. But only the shortcut is an available target. Siu Sun manages to get their jungler to safety.
Yeah, good thing is, Super Marco does manage to keep the Blazing Duet, so if they want to go by fight, they can. But Siu Sun, they're making quick work of this lot. Will they commit it, or is this just a bait? Because Phil's just slightly there. I think Siu Sun, they smell the danger, and they're like, nope, we're getting out of here.
I mean, Ogwen even used to conceal, right? And Super Marco, he has hit critical mass. He is at the strongest point. Flapteezy becomes the target. The stun and the penalty zone. Maybe run is going to be the reason that Siu Sun has a chance. Flapteezy gets out. Flick also escapes. Demonic Force chase from Field. Flick continues to run away. Boxy doesn't land the Earth Shatter. Super Marco also chased away. A split fight on different sides of the map. But Boxy, he's going to find a knockout. The Aurora Ultimate catching Flapteezy as it comes through the portal. As Boxy survives and Siu Sun finds the breath of fresh air. But Calteezy better with the enhanced sword. Flick wants to kill but runs into Super Marco, who takes him out instead. Sorian Felix is all alone. Calteezy happy to dance this tango. Immortality still available. Enhanced sword on top of Sorian Felix just goes for the beatdown, and Sorian Felix will die. That's 3 for FCAP.
It was all facade. We were hyping up Super Marco and Phil, but the true hero in this game is Kautizi. The burst, the sustain, as well as the damage. It was just too much coming to Julian. While they were so occupied with handling Ogwin and Flaptizi.
That Ra, he's about to head to that Winter Crown first. Thank you very much, Goni.
Speaking about the Winter Crown, well,
He's out.
Kautizi's got the Winter Crown, so that's a little bit more trouble that See You Soon has to deal with. But while we are on the topic of items, I think the fact that Moskov already has his Wind of Nature also means that Super Marco can't really go in as aggressively as he would like to. So it's a question of who pops that Wind of Nature first.
I suppose that's one thing, but the guy killing him is Kautizi.
Yeah,
So
definitely,
It's like,
right?
Winds of Nature is sure, but Kautizi is the one that's like one-shotting you. It's going to be a bit of a problem. I know there's Wishing Lantern on Ra, so you can chip away at the front lines, but this is the Lord push that FCAP is going to rely on. This mid inhibitor already broken. All three lanes synced up as well. SYS. Can they keep any inhibitors? It doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. The bottom one surely going to fall in just a bit. Lord will be taken care of as FCAP. They're just going to settle for this.
Yeah, two inhibitor turrets down. I think you know, AP Bren, they're pretty happy with it. Nearly getting the third one as well. That's going to put a lot more pressure on See You Soon, especially with the Lord coming up. And right now, it feels like we're back to square one. It feels like homecoming for AP Bren, where we saw, you know, the pressure that they had in the base of See You Soon, and it's back to tower defense. Then again, in Game 2, we saw as compared to Game 1, See You Soon can punish with this lineup.
Yeah.
Especially with the Aurora. So if AP Bren, they're not too careful, and one bad team fight happens, See You Soon could possibly just go for either backdoor, or secondly, just wipe out the side of AP Bren and go for the game.
It feels like it is very dire for See You Soon. They want to go for the one-shot. Flaptizi gets away thanks to Vengeance. Owen brings his team in. Flaptizi goes down. Both teams trading 1-for-1. Sorry, I'm Felix still wants to go for the Julian, but not going to find it though. Winter Crown to protect him. So at the end of that, FCAP finding 2-for-1. I mean, this flick can get feel, but it doesn't seem possible with the Demonic Force.
Well, good thing is Super Marco is still alive for AP Brand, so you know there is a bit of a pressure for See You Soon. But hey, I think that was a worthy gamble, because if they actually won that team fight there,
Winter Crown?
they could win. Winter Crown going down.
Oh, flick. He has energy for one more dash. Gets away for now. That's Ra with his ultimate. Run. He's trying to clear the wave. That's the penetration damage from the passive. Does help out. 5 more seconds until Boxy gets back. Falcons AP Brand cannot end this just yet. See You Soon. They mount a good defense.
Yeah, wise choice also by AP Brand to back off. You know, Lord coming up in a couple of seconds, so you definitely don't want to die before that. On the side though, See You Soon, like you said, you know, I echo your thoughts. Really good defense, especially when Falcons AP Brand did manage to take out both Boxy and Felix. You didn't really have a front line, but because Flick is such a mobile assassin, like look at this. You go in, you think that See You Soon would completely smash them, but Phil jumps immediately for the back line, zones both the Aurora and Moskov away from the fight, and that leaves, you know, Felix in no man's land. So both teams, you know, playing to the highest level, but I gotta say, See You Soon, they can't afford to make another mistake. This probably would be the last mistake if they do make one.
Awkward from the back. That's going to be a potential angle. Aurora ultimate already out. Here comes Phil. Uncontested. Run. Needs to run away. His Rise already gone. Run still on. Getting chased down by Phil. The fight splits up again. Run. Gets the pushback, but Phil manages to chase him into the base. That's Ra dead, but Kautizi and Flaptizi both go down. Unfortunately, the minion is a bit too strong. As Flick dies in the process, Boxy finds Super Marco, but the Clock, he's not worried. He's gonna take down Boxy. This immortality traded for both, as Phil is manhandling, sorry I'm Felix, in the mid side, minion waves in the base. Super Marco, he's just gonna gun for it. He's had enough of this game. See You Soon probably doesn't stand much of a chance anymore. I'm sorry I'm Felix needs to keep his team alive for 6 more seconds for Ra to get back. Can Sorry I'm Felix do this? Maybe some item swaps will do the job, but FCAP will gun straight for the crystal. History sometimes do repeat itself. FCAP 2-0 over SYS.
Yeah, definitely a closer game than what we were taught off in Game 1. But hey, we're talking about FCAP here. It's no surprise